Yeah, I think I can see that as well. You know, you mentioned Ron DeSantis. We got Mike Pence, Brian Kemp, Nikki Haley. There have been many names tossed out as potential 2024 candidates. If you had $100 to bet on someone, maybe a dark horse, some of us aren't paying attention to, who should voters keep their eye on? And also, what do you think about these people's chances as actually being contenders or threats to Trump in a primary?
The candidate who has fresh ideas and who's looking forward has the edge on Joe Biden in 2024. Joe Biden doesn't have a record to run on. Joe Biden's campaign on behalf of Democrats in 2022 was, you don't want the Trump people back. This is not an endorsement for a second term for a sitting president. Having said that, I think that everybody other than Trump who wants to be the Republican nominee understands that to get to the White House, you have to go through Donald Trump. This was not clear to the 31 flavors of Republican candidates seeking the presidency against Trump in 2016. The person who took Trump out in that scenario would have to do it by strapping the dynamite to their chest and hugging Trump, because they would have killed their own chances in destroying what was then the reality TV star, first-time candidate, New York casino owner, real estate developer, who was still developing his political brand. No one was willing to sacrifice their own candidacy to stop Trump. This time, anyone who runs understands that if they want to be the nominee, you got to go through Trump. And people are going to hit him and hit him hard and hit him in ways that he's not used to. And personally, someone who covers politics and talks to people, I think the nicknames and the sharp elbows have outlived their usefulness. You look at Arizona. Kari Lake decided to run for governor of Arizona as a Trump clone. Not a smart idea in a state that Trump didn't carry 2 years ago, but nonetheless, act like Trump, speak like Trump, focus on Trump issues, be Trumpian. She lost. The Trump model may have come and gone outside of red America. Now, I am not a betting man, but if I had $100, I'd split it up. I'd put some of it on Mike Pence, because when you are the sitting vice president of the United States, you build up a lot of political chits by campaigning for people, helping people raise money, getting doors open. The time to call those chits in are when you decide to run for president. I'd put chits on Kristi Noem because of all the people in the race. She has articulated the best vision of limited government and its necessity in this current era where the regulatory state is out of control. I like that message. I put some money on Mitt Romney. I don't really care for him, but the man wants to be president in the worst possible way, and he thinks he's still young enough to do it. And based upon the age of the presidential candidates 2 years ago, he is young enough. I'd also put some money on Mike Pompeo, and I put some money on Nikki Haley. I think there's some other candidates that may emerge. I personally was very high on Pete Ricketts, the outgoing governor of Nebraska, who really was just solid, stable, conservative, reform with a small R government in Nebraska for 8 years. But he looks to be going to the Senate to fill the seat of Ben Sasse, who is going to become the head of the University of Florida. But keep your eye on the successful Republican governors. Chris Sununu in New Hampshire, Kim Reynolds in Iowa, who's become a leader on education choice and who ran so strongly for re-election that she brought in a supermajority in the state legislature, which means she can do an awful lot and lose an awful lot of weak Republicans and still get her positions through. Look at people like that. It's an exciting potential field. But again, they've all got to go through Trump to get to the nomination.